sat here with Jordi Solleone, who is the technical director at the Barcelona football club's Scola here in Dubai. It sounds like a crazy new venture. I'm interested, first of all, in why Dubai, why the UAE for this amazing kind of coaching, footballing adventure.
Good morning. Well, Football Club Barcelona, we have now 17 scholars around the world. Dubai has been the second older. The first one was in Egypt in 2006. Now in Dubai we opened in 2009. And why Dubai? Because for Football Club Barcelona, first of all, is one strategic point between Europe and Asia. Is a new project that all the Middle East is growing in terms of economic, of course, but also in terms of football. We can find a lot of potential players, and we want to do a scout, and also we want to integrate our Barcelona methodology and our Barcelona philosophy. That is unusual around the world because not all the people follow our mentality. That was one important point, and now we grow a lot. Now we have about 900 players here. We opened it last month in Saudi Arabia.
And so I'm really interested in this Barcelona mentality because every team says it has a mentality. Alex Ferguson would say that Manchester United under him had a mentality. What is the Barcelona ethic set that works particularly well here in the Middle East?
Well, in Football Club Barcelona, we care about the player and the person. We don't want to have the best players in the world if they don't be the best persons in the world, because we think that inside the field we want one kind of players that also need to be the same player or person outside the field. How we can do it this always is difficult. This is a long process. During that way we will lose, or we are losing a lot of players, but we lose players, we don't lose persons. And that's important, and I think so that's the difference between our academy or our philosophy and the rest of the clubs.
And so the goal of the Scola, or of the academy, is really about the whole person, not just about playing football. And a large part of that is coaching. A large part of a technical director's job is surely about coaching. What is it about coaching that is so relevant for an education event like GESS 2016?
Okay, look, as I explained yesterday in my presentation, what we want is all the coaches understand that they need to teach, they need to be educator, they need to be a guardian, a leader, and they need to be passionate to know how to teach and what all the players want. The players, the first objective that they want is enjoy and play football, of course, or play one sport, but us, as a technical director or as a coach, we use the values with the sport, and the sport we will teach using the values. What does it mean? Like, the players need to understand that they need to share, they need to be a teammate, they need to be a fair players, they need to be a team spirit, and himself alone, they will not win nothing, and they need to play as a team. Because one match, two matches I can score alone, I will beat at the other team, I will do a hat-trick, but I need to understand that if I want to score, behind me, I will have midfielders, defenders, and also keepers. And if I want to have the ball on my legs, some teammate will pass me the ball, and doesn't mean that I need to share and I need to have values, personal values and social values. And that's the most important part for the coach. The coach needs to teach them, using the football, how to use the values and how to grow our values.
And really sounds like collaboration is the key point that you're trying to instill in the young people that you work with. Are there any particular challenges or actually any particular opportunities that you've seen in the Middle East compared to working back home in Barcelona or elsewhere in Europe?
Well, around the world, every country is different. Here, I'm working in Dubai for 2 years now, and what I saw is like the players are so passionate. They want to improve, and they never had the chance to improve, or no one teach them on how to play football. All of them played football, but without key points, without one methodology, without nothing. And now with Football Club Barcelona, what we want is give them at least the chance to grow as a player and as a person using the same methodology that now in Barcelona, Messi, Iniesta, Bravo and Piqué are using, because we use the same methodology like that.
When you talk about Messi, we talk about all these stars that are idolized by these young players, I imagine a lot of them think about individual success. they don't think about the team success that you're talking about. How do you coach young, enthusiastic, ambitious young people that, yes, please be ambitious, but it's not just about you, it's about the team. How do you go about getting that out of them?
Interesting question, because this is our target as a coach. All our exercise, well when we included 1, 2 or 3 players. Never is one player alone, always is 1 against 1 plus 1 supporter, 2 against 2 plus 1 supporter. Does it mean that if I have problems, I will have my teammate behind you or in front of me? Does it mean that it doesn't matter if the players are 6 years old or 16 years old? We teach them just at the beginner to understand what happened as a team. We don't want that one player with amazing skills, and he will know how to play alone. No. And he needs to understand, if I have problems, my teammate will be behind me.
And something that's coming to my mind is that a lot of education leaders here will normally go about strategy by writing a plan, sometimes a 5-year plan. It doesn't sound like that's the way that you operate. How do you operate in the long term? Because obviously there's a financial resource that Barcelona have put in this. How do you make sure that this day-to-day coaching, the tactics, actually fulfill some kind of big objective?
Our plan started 24 years ago. We were the first club that designed a plan, and this plan was designed to start to see all the results 20 or 22 years after the start.
So you're telling me this is a 22-year plan?
Yes.
Yeah?
And our plan started to show in front of the world 7 years ago, when Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Pedro, Busquets start to grow up as a team, as a players, and of course as a team. We won the last European Cup, and 9 of our players was young players, and they started with us since 7 years old of them.
And what if you had a message for school leaders, particularly in the Middle East, but really anywhere in the world, because we have people from all over the world here. What's the one thing that a leader could learn from football coaching to improve their game at school?
For me, and this is particular opinion, but also in Football Club Barcelona, we used to do this, we don't give them the solution. The player need to do mistakes. The player need to understand what or why he did something wrong. But me as a coach or me as a technical director, I will not give them the solution. I will give them the tools, and he alone will find the solution. That's very important, because if not, we are teaching them to be robots or computers, and we don't want this. We want persons that start to grow thinking and how to think and why he did this or why not.
Well, a wonderful message from FC Barcelona. Thank you, Jordi, for your time as well. A couple of questions just about you know, Dubai and GESS 2016. This is not maybe your normal place to hang out during the week. How has the event been for you, and what are some of the highlights from your perspective, from what you've seen here?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to GESS Dubai 2016. It was a nice opportunity for me to come here and to explain our projects. It was amazing. I came yesterday, I spent 2 or 3 hours. Today I came again and with my staff, because we want to enjoy more with more time and more passion. All the small stands, I think so that always is good, because Dubai now want to be one of the top reference in terms of education around and the world. Dubai have potential, they have the economic part, but also there are a lot of or plenty students, and we need to teach them in the best conditions. And always is a nice opportunity to share all the projects between all the countries and all the religions also.
Listen, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your experiences, and I'm sure there's a few folk who probably want to pitch up outside the academy and see the Messis of tomorrow. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.